and it told me to rotate because we were just going to talk today. And so for that, um, I thought let's just keep it chill. I'm going to put on, I'm not feeling well. My stomach is feeling weird. I didn't eat anything that I normally don't eat. And today, all I had so far was a couple of sips of Kefir, Boathouse Farms, and oatmeal. So I'm like, why am I feeling nauseous, right? So I have ginger ale. So if you're here early or watching the replay, you'll probably hear me say that a few times as people come in so they can just know like why my mood seems to be a little bit off. So I'm going to go ahead and do, shoot. Let me look up something real quick on my laptop. Because YouTube has been acting a little funny lately with live streams. So I just want to check something to see if I need to go and then come back. Because we can edit live stream information. Well, I can edit it from on my laptop. And when I was looking at it yesterday, it said it was unlisted. And I changed it to public. But I'm just double checking on my laptop to see, because if it's unlisted, I'm going to need to go and come back. Okay. Yeah, because usually somebody's here and waiting. And so that's why I am thinking that something is not quite right. So, oh, thank you. I was about to check online on my account to make sure this was public, because usually somebody is waiting already. And so I'm glad that you came in, whoever you are, because there's no comments. Let me make sure that they're just not showing up. And so, because the other day when I was checking it, yeah, it does say public. Okay. So, hey, Sarah. Because when I checked it the other day, hey, Janessa. Oh, okay, thank you. Because the other day when I was looking at it, just double checking everything, because I scheduled this for vertical and, for horizontal. And so I was just double checking that, and it showed me this was listed as unlisted, which means nobody except those who have the link can watch it. And so I switched it to public. And then I thought, okay, did it not go through or acting funny? So, but I'm not feeling well today. I do have ginger ale. I didn't eat anything I normally don't eat. Just my oatmeal and Boathouse Farms and Kefir. So it's like I don't know what's going on in my stomach. I have ginger ale here. And also, I'm really not looking forward to this conversation. I'm really not, because part of me feels like I shouldn't have to say this, but yeah, we're here. So I think it may be relevant though for other people as well, and not just us. I do have stuff here to do a base face, but I'm just not feeling well. Thankfully though, I didn't have a look to do on my calendar today. We're going to put on the sangria from City Beauty. Y'all, look at this. It's like almost halfway already. So I'm going to do the intro for those who may watch the replay and haven't been here before. Hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation. Why do I call it that? Because here we know it's okay. Hi, Isaiah. We know it's okay to just be our authentic self. Not feeling like we need to pretend to be something or someone that we're not. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. We set the standard for ourselves. Try not to feel like, I'm just messing with this mirror down here. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or certain tool or a certain technique because that's what the person in the video you're watching is telling you. Here it's about just wearing what you want to wear and just rocking it. You set the standard for yourself, as I said. The bottom line here is self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look. Even when you're not wearing face paint or you're just putting it on and you're looking crazy. If you are new here, there's two things I always feel obligated to say. I do curse sometimes because I curse, and so I include that because I know it is offensive to some people. And there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches, and I try to be aware of it to say, excuse me. Sometimes one or two will get past me, and then when I'm watching a replay or if I'm rewatching a video, aside from editing, I'm like, ugh. And so, yeah, so that's what's about me. Today we're going to talk about, well, actually, I want to show you two things first. And I did label my water liners from Lethal. So this is how I pounce, y'all. And this is why I never have streaks. And you saw I did swirl earlier, but then I'll go back and just pounce it. I never have streaks with my foundation, and I never use a sponge, which I do need to do, and I am going to experiment with that when I'm doing the face paint stuff that I have. And I do have some ideas for members only lives. And our first one will be tomorrow night, and after that we're going to switch to a Saturday. So at least once a month, twice if something comes up. But that's the plan for that, and I am excited for that. I may do an early members release for, yeah, I saw she had started, and I'm like, man, because I try not to do what I do when other people are doing stuff. But we kind of have we're set now for Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time and Mondays 8 p.m. Eastern time. Um, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I may do early members release for when I use the Sigma warm neutrals. So that's not going to remain members only because someone in here was excited I had it, saying they can follow along because I finally have a palette they have. And so I'm not going to leave that members only. Hey, Dawn. Hi, Tanya. Saw you earlier. I'm not feeling well, so that's why I'm just kind of not my usual bubbly self. But so what we're going to talk about today, and I do have notes, bullet points. Of course, we'll probably detour quite a bit like we usually do, but we're going to talk about the downsides of doing live streams. Jennifer Steps, the one who sent me warm neutrals, she did her first live. I think it was like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning or something because she just wanted to practice. And so I did pop in on that because y'all know I'm nocturnal, so I was already up. And so I'm excited that she started doing lives. For me, they're just fun. And I know for some people, they're not. And it doesn't bother me that sometimes I may stammer, I may stutter, I may misspeak. It doesn't bother me when I do that in lives and I realize it later. Hey, Grace, because I do that in regular videos anyway, I'll be watching something back. A perfect example, I was saying how I put the Little Mermaid in my Macari store, like early that morning after our live. Like that night, our live ended past midnight. I listed it in Macari and it sold within like 6 hours. And I said in the video I had listed it for $28. I didn't. I had listed it for 18. So the video I did after that, I did correct myself. And so it doesn't bother me when I misspeak in lives because I misspeak anyway. And what's scary is sometimes y'all know what I'm saying, even when I'm saying it convoluted. And I'm just like, they really are trolls. Like we're speaking troll here. We understand each other. So we're going to talk about the downside to doing live streams. Excuse me. And as I said, I do have notes for that. Before we start that, though, I want to say thank you to those of you who were here for, I guess it was Monday's live, when it was acting up, and then I stopped being able to see comments, and then I was concerned that it had cut me off and I didn't know it, because when it cut me off before, I still went on for like another 5 minutes. And so I didn't want to keep doing stuff, and it had cut me off, because then that stuff that's lost and can't get it back. And so, and I do appreciate those of you who had text me, but I'm on my phone, so I can't, text don't come through when I'm doing a live stream. But the phone call did. That's why you heard, hey, your phone is ringing. That's my ringtone for my phone is ringing. But of course I didn't answer, but they only let it ring a couple of times. So I want to thank all of you who, when I cut off and came back, y'all were right there with me. And so I want to say thank you for that, because YouTube be acting up, y'all. And I mean, it's technology. That's all I can say about it. And technology is great until it isn't, and there's no way to get around it, because we are long gone past the days of not using technology. And now they're trying to do AI stuff, which I don't agree with at all. But anyway, so the first bullet point I have was to say the thank yous. So we did that. And I'm going to tell on us, Janessa. Janessa and I, last year, we made a pact to get our eyeliner straight because I always have an accidental swoosh. And I did figure out why. Because my eye shape, right? Like you see how this goes in a curve? Even when I'm doing my eyeliner, like this puffy part is still there all the way to here. And so I realized it was automatic for me when I do my liner to come under. That's how and it took me a long time to realize that. I kept saying, I don't know what's happening. Let me pay attention. But if you look at my eye shape, you see it curves right here because it is puff. And so I have to be very conscious, very mindful to ignore the curve and just go straight. And they say go straight from down here, from like the corner. Come out straight and then bring it back in and avoid the puff. But because my puff comes all the way down to here, it's hard to avoid it. But I'm still working on that. Sometimes I get them almost straight, and then sometimes this side is straight and this side still has the curve. And I think because I get so excited because this side is straight, so this side I just do what's muscle memory. So I need to retrain my muscle memory. So this year we have another pack. I finally, like years ago, learned how to do a halo spotlight eye the way I like it, which is just a thin strip of light, like right down here. And it took me a long time to learn how I like it. And because of all this puffiness, I don't like how the spotlight they usually put like from here to here because that just makes the puffy part look bigger. And so I found I just like it this way, just a thin strip. And I don't like to bridge it because it almost looks like I want to do a cut crease, but it's not. And then because the darkest shade is here, then this is bright. And then I have my brows. And I never like how that looked. And I was surprised was when I was in the program, she really liked how I did, the cut crease look or whatever. And when I did a halo look, she was like, oh, that's really pretty. But I just don't like how that looks having this line here because it just throws me off because of all this puffiness. And so sometimes I bridge it if it's a skin tone color. Sometimes I don't bridge it at all. And so my last two looks I did, oh my goodness, I was going to say Fabulous 50osity, Fabulous at 60. How are you doing? I was looking at my calendar the other day to see when you were coming because for some reason I was thinking it was when I was going to be at MTTA. So I was just like, okay, no, it's after that. But so the last two times I tried to do a halo, and one was the one with the MAC palette and the Notoriously Morbid palette, I just couldn't get it. Like I was just like, and part of it was I was trying to do an angle over here, and then because the lightest to the darkest shade and then the darkest shade, they look like the same shade, and so that threw me off too. And so I did another video since then, didn't air yet. And that one, it still wasn't how I like it. And so I was looking through the halo looks I've done before, and some of them was bombs. So I'm like, what the fuck happened? And so Janessa, y'all know she does like amazing, bold, dramatic makeup. And so we made a pact probably like 20 minutes ago that we're going to perfect how we like it for ourselves individually, our halo spotlight looks, and we're going to do different shapes. So whether it's going to be rounded or whether it's going to be angled or whatever. So we're going to add that on to us still trying to perfect liner. And for me, all the time, because sometimes I'm like, oh, they look the same. And other times I'm just like, oh, Lord, here we go again. We're still here. And so I'm excited about that. Another quick thing, I'm scrolling, making sure I'm not missing comments. If y'all remember Fabulous 50osity, who's now Fabulous over 60, Fabulous at 60, she's the one that came twice to do my makeup, and I'll be doing hers next month. So be sure y'all say hello to her. And yes, we're waiting for her to start doing videos again. You're trying to make them match, and each side gets thicker and thicker. One of mine, Janessa, it got so thick, I just said, you know what, let's just do a bat wing, because it looks like it was one anyway. So I said, let's be intentional. And that's when I had like that wide wing. And the reason it looks like a bat wing is because like if you have an eye shape like Grace, where this is all flat, right? You can do a long wing because there's no interference. Like for me, like, so when I come up to here and come here, when I look up, it's a bat wing. And so I said, let's just do it on purpose. And so the only time I can do a thick wing is to make it look like a bat wing because it's going to look like that anyway. And I'm okay with that if that's what I'm going for. But if it's not, y'all know I double down. So we're going to make it work. But and that's also why I usually just do little short wings, because if it's short, if I just come to here, that's okay and bring it back. It's when I try to come out here. Because then when I bring it back, it might come up on the puff, and that's when it starts to get distorted. And so I got to work with the puff. Hey, Tony. So so we're talking about the downsides of doing YouTube, and I'm not excited about this conversation, but it needs to be said, and and it'll be relevant for other people as well. Our purpose here at the Crazy Troll Nation, and it's usually those of you who are here now, which is great. The purpose here of the Crazy Troll Nation is just do what we do and just rock it. You know, we're a family here. We're nice. We get along. Quite a few of us talk outside of YouTube, which is really cool. And so we really do like have our own community, our own little pocket in this beauty tube space. And I really enjoy doing live streams. And so our purpose is to just keep doing what we're doing and get better at it. And for live streams, just still being friendly and everything. And I keep going back to Fatty Cat. Her first time here, she was like, oh my gosh, everybody's so nice and welcoming. I love it. I subscribe. And so that's why I'm always excited when she pops back in, because we just do what we do. But when somebody else is like, oh, wow, like, yeah, this is it right here, you know, that's a good feeling. And I appreciate all of you for just being who you are. At the same time, there are some not so good trolls that come in here. And I know y'all got my back. I know y'all got my back. Janessa is my moderator. She's very perceptive. And there's another person in here too that's very perceptive. They be like, yeah, your voice tone changed. And I was like, oh, what happened? So some of you are really in tune to me and my mannerisms and how I say things, or even my voice tone. And so we have like our little secret code, which isn't intentional. But sometimes, you know, the not so good trolls come in. And on my end, I can remove people. I can remove their comments. And y'all heard me tell people that's just rude. Like, you need to just stop. That's rude. We don't do that here. Sometimes they apologize. Sometimes they leave. Janessa, as a moderator, she can put people on timeouts. She can remove people. She can do that. And she does pay attention. And so when you randomly hear me say, thank you, Janessa, it's because I know that she did something, right? And so, and it helped me, because even I think it might have been the last one, when she said she had to go, I said, okay. Somebody came in and said something. I just was like, bloop, goodbye. And I just deleted the person, well, removed them right away. So what I'm saying is when something happens, and that can be a downside to live streams, because we just want to come on here and have fun, right? We don't want to be distracted by people who are bored or they want attention. So what I'm asking is, when you see somebody comment something, just ignore it. If you think it's inappropriate, just ignore it. Janessa's on it. I'm watching. I'm on it. And so just ignore, because if you say something, what I don't want, and again, I appreciate y'all got my back. I really do. But it's like a little kitty thing, where if you say something to them, what if they got the audacity to say something back, and next thing y'all bickering, and we don't do that here. And so to not even do that, just ignore. Let Janessa do what she does. I'll do what I do. And so those are things that we do, and things that and I know y'all care, I do. But just ignore it, because I don't want it to be a thing. I don't want it to take too much time away from what we're here for. is to have fun, especially if we're doing face swatches, because y'all know I love me some face swatches. And so just ignore the person. And I also want to say that even if something may sound kind of like, because y'all know me, I got my ways. I admit it. I admit that I got my ways. And we all do if you're true to yourself. I know I have my ways. And so somebody may leave a comment. And I'm like, And that's when Janessa, she'll put like an eye emoji. So I'm like, okay, she's watching. I'll say, thank you, Janessa. I'm going to ignore it because those who want to trolls make me mad. And I know it does. And sometimes I'm like, so sometimes when somebody comments and you see me just take a deep breath, it's because I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. In the sense that we may give time, Janessa and I may give time because we know that if it is a not so good troll, if they don't get any attention, they're going to leave anyway. And also we give time, like see what the next comment look like, the second or the third comment looks like, because some people are just socially awkward. Perfect example. Somebody came in, I think it was a live stream last week, and they said, they commented, are you Keke Palmer's cousin? And I said, I'm not going to answer that. I'll let you decide for yourself, whatever you think. And they deleted their comment. And so that was not a not so good troll. It was just a valid question. It was just like, we talk about makeup and skincare here. Like, why are you asking me about Keke Palmer? And so something like that is like, it was not harmful. There was no ill intent. You know what I mean? They deleted their comment, which told me that they realized, okay, that's not what we do here. And it's not a sidebar conversation because it's a live stream. It's about all of us being here chit-chatting, which is what I love about live streams. And somebody else said something in the live stream, and I got off track. Y'all know I'm good for getting off track. And they apologized because I forget what it was. It was not even about makeup, I don't think. And y'all know me, I just ran with my answer. And then they apologized because then I'm like, what was I saying? Which I do quite often because when I get off track, I'd be like, where was I? Like, what was I talking about? And y'all funny when y'all be putting in this comment section what I was talking about. Because I really sometimes forget. I'd be like, I did it already earlier. And the person apologized. They said, I apologize for being off topic. And I said, don't apologize because sometimes I get me off topic. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it is just harmless, but it's just, a valid question. Or they'll be like, wow, like, we just had a 2-minute discussion on something that's not about what we're talking about here. And so we'll wait. If the first comment is something weird, like completely weird, like when somebody asked me, was I a man? I said, I'll leave that for you to decide. Like that, we know. So just let Janessa handle that. Let me handle that. But sometimes, we do wait because some people it's a valid question. It's off topic, but it's a valid question. And their response tells me a lot. Like, okay, that was harmless. It was just like, wow. And I never heard that before. I don't think I look anything like Keke Palmer. But I don't know what her cousin looks like either. So, and so we know, that some people are just socially awkward. Being in the alternative community, this is just sometimes I'm slow because I'm trying to figure out what the heck they even said. Me too. That's why I be like, Working in an alternative community, it seems to be a lot of people who are neurodivergent on the spectrum, and all of us are on the spectrum. Some are just more in the bell curve than others. And I used to, and I still do. I think I'm a little closer to I think I'm halfway to the bell curve because there's just certain tendencies I have and certain ways I think that I'm like, yeah, most people don't do that or think like that. And not that I would care, but for me, if I was diagnosed, for me, it would make more things make sense. For me personally, you know what I'm saying? And so I brought it up to brought is not a word. Yeah, it is. I brought it up to my therapist and he was like, I would rather not even dig into that. And I was like, okay. And he is a therapist. He's not a psychiatrist, which either one can diagnose you. But he was like, I would rather not do that. Because I know and they call it masking. Like if you are diagnosed, you know, autistic or something, and people don't really know, you know, but you mask it, and you know you do certain things, and so you just don't act certain ways in certain places. And I kind of feel like that sometimes. And so I understand him not wanting to get into it, but I do acknowledge that some people are just a little awkward. Somebody asked me, does it seem to be like more like autistic people here? And I said, what I think it is as far as the alternative community, is that people feel free to be themselves. Whereas out in the community, people are always trying to be in that little box of expectations that somebody else has for them. And because the same people that are in the community are the same people that's outside of the community. You know what I mean? But they feel more free and they feel accepted. And so it seems like there's more, but really I think it's the same. But Dawn said, one live stream I watch every week has way too many people being rude and disgusting. It's hard to enjoy the chat. And exactly, and that's why I'm saying just ignore, and hopefully they have moderators, because then they can just remove the people or at least delete the comments or something like that. And I will say this though, when I started doing lives, I never thought I would need a moderator. Because I'm like, my little channel, I mean, it's bigger than some, it's a whole lot smaller than most. But like when I watched Jen Luvs, she'll be like, let me see which one of my moderators are here. And she'll list off like 7 people that are her moderators that are in the chat. And I'm like, damn, like, am I Jen Luvs now? And I got me a moderator. But the flip side of random people coming in, I'm a moderator, says Dawn. I never put you as a moderator. I have to wait and see where their conversation is going. I didn't assign you as a moderator, Dawn. How are you a moderator? Because I actually had to physically push buttons for Janessa to be one. Oh, on another channel. Okay. Because now I'm looking at like Janessa's handle. That's why she has that toolbar, that wrench or whatever that is, because she's a moderator. So she has that next to her star because she's also a channel member. Channel membership too, y'all. If y'all want to join, I know I mentioned it a lot. We are going to start doing members lives. First one is tomorrow night. But hey, Sons of Ray, I saw you were doing your test, and I'm like, damn, my live is starting, because I try hard not to overlap with other people, especially you and Lori. I was like, damn it. Janessa says differential justice. And so the good side of random people coming in is that YouTube is putting my stuff out there. And so I'm like, people are seeing it and they're just popping in like, hey, what's up? And some stay and some leave. So we do acknowledge that some people are just socially awkward. So keep that in mind. Some people they may or may not be on the spectrum, and all of us are to some degree. We just might be further from the bell curve or closer to it or in the middle of the bell curve. And so keep that in mind too. And I understand that it can be upsetting. It can be like, why is this motherfucker here? And y'all want to be like, just don't. Just think of it this way. We don't know what's going on in their mind. We don't know. And so that's why Janessa and I sometimes, like if it's really off, you know, she'll just, you know, get rid of them, or I'll just get rid of them. But if it's kind of iffy, like am I Keke Palmer's cousin, that's not really like a big deal. And it can be distracting. And so for that, I do want to apologize, but then people are going to be people. So just please ignore. And I did think about, like Bestie does, you have to be a subscriber, I think it's at least 5 minutes before you can comment. I thought about doing that. I'm going to leave that for an option for if things really get that crazy, because I like when somebody comes into the chat and they say, hi, everybody. I was raised to introduce yourself when you come into a room. And every live I go to, I'm like, hey, everybody. And then you guys be like, hey, Fatty Cat, hey, Melissa, hey. So if they can't comment for like, well, first of all, they would have to subscribe. And if I'm just popping into a live and I'm not subscribed, I don't know if I want to subscribe because I don't know yet. You know what I mean? But Fatty Cat did and a couple other people did. Y'all, that live on Monday when all that stuff was happening, my subscriber count went up by 10. So a lot of them jokers, not to say jokers, a lot of them stayed. My number went up by 10. I'm like, damn. Sometimes it might go up by 1. Sometimes it don't go up at all. I got 10 subscribers that night from that live. And I'm just like, wow. So that says something too. And so I don't want to do subscriber only because, like I said, even if I watch one video, I don't know if I want to subscribe yet. And so I don't want to make them wait. And also, if I went into a live and I tried to say hello to everybody and something popped up, I can't comment, I would probably leave because I'm like, what is this, a private club? We're on YouTube, it's public. So, except members only stuff. And so I don't want to do that because I like when people come in and they say, hey, hello, how you doing? And y'all are so amazing. Thank you, Cesare. Y'all are so amazing because y'all be like, hey, how you doing today? Hello, 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 hello. And sometimes I make it a point to be like, I just love when all my trolls get along because we are a friendly bunch over here. And I don't want to lose that. But I will say if it becomes a problem, a chronic problem, then I will do that. But for right now, I'm not going to do that. Um, and most of them are legit. It's just one out of maybe 5 people that come in. And so that is that. Yeah, so that was all the bullet points that I had on here. You know, what do y'all think about that? And even with the members only chats, the members only live, like that'll just be for members. Members only videos will just be for members. And so that will cancel out a whole lot of stuff. But I just don't want to exclude people because we are trying to grow the Crazy Troll Nation. You know, sometimes Sandy gives memberships. Sometimes Dawn, they be competing. Sometimes I think they be in a race. Because one will gift it, then the other one will gift it, then the other one will gift again, and the other one gift again. And I be sitting here like cracking up, like, thank you, Dawn, thank you, Sandy. And so, you know, I appreciate that. And I do know the gifts go to someone who is subscribed, but it's not necessarily somebody who's in the chat at that time, which I don't like. These House Labs products I'm using, these are the first 3 that I had for the longest time before I branched out. This is medium level 7. I purchased that first. Hibiscus Haze, the blush, I purchased that first. And Golden Pyrite. And these were the only 3 I had for a while. And then I realized how much I loved them. And so then I got some other colors. Janessa says, sometimes if things are questionable, I'll give a warning to try to steer them back on topic. Often they leave another comment while I'm typing that. It shows me which way it's going. Exactly. And so that's why, you know, we're not quick to just dismiss people or, you know, because they may be legit. But that says a lot, though, that 10 people subscribed from that live. Because I'm just like, damn, because it was lit. And I was just like, oh, okay, let's just keep the peace. And so that's my ask of you all, is just think about, we don't know what's going on in their head. And those of you in here who do videos and you're thinking of doing lives, it's just a part of it. Because everything in life isn't pleasant. That's just a part of it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, how often do we plan to do something or go somewhere and then something happens we don't like? Are we going to throw a fit or just be like, just roll with it and just remove ourselves as possible, which in this case, it would be removing them. But, y'all, this is so pretty. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. Somebody has said, you know, do a pinned comment that Janessa is the moderator. The thing is, we can't like you guys are commenting in the chat. If you've ever gone back and watched the live stream after YouTube automatically converts it to a video, when you comment there, that's under the live video. It's not under the live stream. So even if I were to do a pinned comment, it would be after the fact. So that wouldn't work either. And I just hate the thought of having to keep saying blah, 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 because I would have to keep saying it. Just like when I started tonight, nobody was here at first, and I'm like, I'm not feeling well. Apologies to those watching the replay. You'll probably hear me say it 3 or 4 times. And so if I were to even make a PSA, I'm going to have to keep making it as people come in, and that's just going to further take away from why we're here. And so these are my thoughts. What do you guys think? And those are the reasons why, you know, Janessa and I do what we do. And she is very perceptive, which is awesome. Somebody else told me before, and we text outside of YouTube, and they couldn't be at my live or something. And so they text me later. They were like, oh, your voice changed. They were like, what happened? They were like, never mind, I'll keep watching. I'm like, what? And because I didn't realize it. And so I will like my Camden, New Jersey will come out a little bit unintentionally, and they were like, "Yeah, your whole voice tone changed." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh my god." So there are some people who know me that well, even through social media, that they're just like, "Girl, somebody got under your skin. Who was you mad at?" And I didn't even remember. I'm like, I don't even know. And then when I watched it back, I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Oops." But yeah, because I try hard, even when I'm annoyed at certain comments, I try to be very careful. I definitely have a tell, and we all do. And when I feel it, I try to be. That's why I be like, because I feel it, and I'm just like, go back down, go back down. I'm from the inner city, y'all. What? This one time I felt so bad. I was probably like 18. I think I might have been 16 because I was still living at home. Yeah, I became a couch surfer, aka homeless, when I was 17. So I was still living at home. So I think I might have been 16. I got on a train, what they call it the speed line in New Jersey. And the train was pretty crowded, but there were, seats here or there, right? So this man was sitting by the window seat and there was one seat next to him. And I said, "May I sit here?" No, I said, "Is anybody sitting here?" And he said, "Yes." And I went and rolled my eyes and looked away. And he said, "Excuse me." And I went, he said, "You can sit here." I said, I said, "I asked you, was somebody sitting here?" And you said, "No." He said, "Oh, I thought you said, can you sit here?" Or he said, "Yes," or whatever it was flipped. And I felt so embarrassed. I was like, and I said, "Sir, and it was a white guy too." I said, "I am so sorry." He was like, "It's okay, I understand." And I was like, damn, so he must get that a lot. Like, I don't know. And so I try to, so yeah, that was when I was like 16. I'm 55 now. So, like, I was so embarrassed because then I'm sitting there and I'm just like, and then when he got up to leave, he was like, "Excuse me." So I moved out the way. He said, "Thank you." And he said, "Please have a good day." I was like, "I'll try." Yo, I was just so embarrassed because I was like, yeah, so that's how I roll. And so I try to be aware of it. I try to be aware of it. But yeah, the thing is, Janessa, a lot of people don't know. And it's hard knowing people through social media. I do know that, but some of y'all been with me for years. And I only been doing lives. How long I've been doing lives? Maybe about a year. This is Golden Pyrite. But so it and that's it's just a part of it, and it can be a deterrent for some people to just do members only lives or only subscribers can comment. Period. But like I said, though, I was raised to make yourself known when you enter a room, and even though this is an online chat room, every live I go to, I still speak, and so I don't want to exclude people. But if it gets down to it, we'll just deal with that later. But and so I do thank y'all for your patience and your understanding. And so when you get upset, just think, we don't know what's going on in their mind. And let that take some of the anger away. Because here's the thing too, and it's for me too. If I say somebody made me angry, that's not true. Nobody can make me anything. If I get angry, it's because I allowed what they did to make me angry. I'm accountable for how I feel. And so kind of think of it that way. Like if you're upset or pissed off or angry, you have the choice to let that feeling go. They're not making you anything. Like we're grown. You know what I'm saying? So think of it like that too. Like, okay, I'm not going to give my energy to this negativity. I'm going to sit here and just enjoy her pain in her face or whatever is going on. And so, but I do know it can be annoying. I do know that. But people are still coming. People are still hanging out. People are subscribing, even amongst the chaos. And it was just funny to me that we got 10 subscribers from that live because it was lit. And hopefully that'll be the worst of it ever, but I kind of have a feeling it's going to happen again. And I think as we grow, it may or may not get worse. I remember in one of Jen Luvs videos, her live streams, excuse me, she has said, because y'all know she has topics. This is what we're going to talk about. This we're going to talk about. This we're going to talk about. And like she doesn't roll back around like I do. Because I can say, oh, this palette is this and this and that, and we'll move on to something else. And somebody be like, what's that? I'll go back and say, this is this, this is that. You know what I'm saying? And she has said in one of her live streams once that, and I don't know if somebody said anything like before the fact or whatever, but she did a PSA saying Monday did get wild. I was really confused. I was like, is this Thursday? Because last Thursday was lit. I was like, is it Thursday? I was really confused. And then I thought, no, because I have an appointment Tuesday morning. Tuesday is tomorrow. So that means today is Monday. Like I was really like saying all this in my mind because I was really thinking it was Thursday again. But she had did a little PSA and she said that if the moderators, yes, we do have some fabulous troll regulars here who keep the chat fantastic. Exactly. So if y'all are chatting and somebody say something and you're just like, what are they doing? Just keep chatting like you normally do. She has said in one of her live streams, she said, if one of the moderators puts you on a timeout, it's not because you did anything wrong. She said the reason they may do that is because we have a topic, and then if we moved on to a separate topic, and then someone comments on a previous topic, she said that's why they may put you on a timeout, just to keep us rolling and not keep circling back. And I said, you know what, that made sense. But y'all know I'm always off track half the time anyway. Always half the time. That don't make sense. Y'all know I'm off the track sometimes anyway, but that made sense when she said that. So she was like, it's not that this is Eternal Light from Hourglass. The first one we put on was Luminous Light. And so, and that made sense to me. So she's like, you didn't do anything wrong. She said they're just making sure we stay on track so that she doesn't have to circle back. And so, and y'all know her stuff is very structured in a good way. Whereas me, I'm just like all over the place. And I'm like, that's just where we at. So, but what do y'all think? Is everybody like, okay, yeah, all this makes sense, we cool? Or y'all like, this troll over here crazy. She need to just be booting people out left and right. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So we're going to leave that there. So that's what's going on our end as far as myself and Janessa and people that come in and we're questioning. So what I'm going to show you, we're going to switch to a better topic. One of our topics, I have a note for next week. What's today, Monday? Today is Thursday and the members only live is tomorrow. I like doing makeup stuff on Mondays and discussions on Thursdays, but we might just do a discussion on Monday. I'm not sure yet because I haven't scheduled it yet and I need to figure it out because today is Thursday. But we're going to talk about our makeup journey, like the evolution of our makeup journey. How did we get to here from there? Because y'all, my history with makeup, that's why my intro is the way it is. But what I'm going to show you, y'all, you have seen this. And I don't think I need to put a label on it because y'all see all of this, right? Lethal Cosmetics, but y'all saw all of those colors. This is the water activated eyeliners, the bundle. And yeah, we have all the darker colors at the top and at the bottom. And you'll notice that something looks a little different. I did do a label so I can tell y'all this is what this one is. And one is missing, the black one. Because I'm like, this is a 9 pan and there were 10. This is Banana Boom. This is the one that I had gotten in the mystery bag. And so this new one, I didn't open. So I need to figure out where that's going to go. So this is what this is looking like. And I've been using it in the last couple of videos, y'all, and I'm loving it. And removing my makeup, removing the eyeliner is so friggin' easy because once you wet it, it just comes off. And it stays once it dries. But when I do that swipe, it just comes straight off. And I'm like, oh. And washing it out of brushes, when the brushes get wet, swipe 2 or 3 times, the brush is clean. I'm just like, with the Inglot, y'all, I had to put in work. But so yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So what we did was, because I'm like, we got a black one, where that's going to go. We have this little thing here, the Notoriously Morbid blush highlighter that came in a mystery bag, and they sent the single shadow. And so down here I put Lethal Y2K, which is the name of the black one. This is the blush highlighter, and this is the shadow. So we just put this in here. And yes, it looks unsightly, and it bothers me. And I could fit 4 of these in here, but then I'm like, the palette would be more empty. And I'm just like, because I don't like how this looks at all. My OCD is like, what the hell is that? But so that's what we did. And so this is small enough to sit out. I have this standing up next to my potted liners. And so this is easy, quick grab. I am loving it. They are so easy to use, easy to wipe off, easy to clean the brushes. And I'm just like, why did I not get this sooner? I love it. And then when I want to use the black one, which I seldom do for upper lash line liner, you know, I'll just reach into this one. And it may make me use this more. I think I've only used this never. I know I swatched it when I got it. It has sparkles in it, but I don't know if the sparkles, there's the sparkles. I don't know if the sparkles are in the shadow or if it's from this. I don't know. But so these two are easy to reach for. I love it, y'all. The thing is, though, when you mess up, just like with any eyeliner, it's just messed up. Because when it dries, it ain't budging until you wet it again. And there's no way to clean that up over top of eyeshadow. I know everyone did get quiet. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone day going, Janessa said? I hope y'all don't feel like I was fussing. I hope y'all don't feel like that. And I was apprehensive about doing the TED Talk. But I really felt like, though, it needed to be said. And this will be like the only time. If somebody comments and somebody, I'll just be like, listen, remember what we talked about, and then we'll just keep rolling. But yeah, I was really apprehensive because I didn't want to be like, don't be, and that's why I explained the different reasons and how we do things. But as far as Janessa and I with unfamiliar people. But so I'm trying to think what else I got to tell you. So that was it. So I'm happy about the water liners. These brushes that we used to swatch those, I was wishing I had my receipt. Like, yeah, they worked. They definitely worked. But, and they were less than $4 for 10 brushes. But I felt what you said was warranted and presented very well and tactfully. Thank you, Tanya. Silent listener says lock. And so, and also I think it would be helpful for other people who may be considering doing lives to hear this, because things are not always going to just be easy selling. And how are we going to deal with that? You know what I'm saying? They did work really well, but they just look cheap as hell. And I don't know why. I think I was just excited to have those water liners in the swatch. And I'm like, oh, I need more brushes. But these are, and they were less than $4 for 10. So they are cheap and they feel cheap. And so I didn't open the other two, but I don't think I have my receipt. If I can go online, my account online for Walmart, these wouldn't even be in there. So I haven't even opened them. They just feel cheap. They do work though, so I probably just need to get over it, or just have these as backups in my kit. So if I do need one, or if I'm just playing around here. But because the water activated ones wash out so easily, I don't mind using my regular, brushes for that. But those, and I did make, I made another Mayron purchase. That's going to be a members only video. And when I thought about what members only stuff to do, I said it makes sense for me if I did it members only, because them and if somebody does do the pro tier, they can see it, but regular videos everybody can see anyway. But I'm trying to think of like what would be special, what would be different, because I do want the members to have special stuff, because y'all are special. All of y'all are special. We're some special trolls on this channel over here. And so I'm excited about this stuff. I did order some stuff from Temu. I think I told y'all. One thing said March 27th to April 3rd, because it's like a week time frame, if not longer. Yes, the head came in. The head came in ahead of schedule. So I was like, well, it was from Mayron. Mayron, when you get the shipping notification, it shows up the next day. The package is there the next day. So it's not one of them companies where I did lock, and I got some cheap ass stuff that I'm hoping isn't really cheap. And I did purchase a head from Temu too, because I said, let me see how that one compares to this one. Um, and even if it's trash, it's just for practice. And it was like less than $7. What else did I get? They had 2 brush sets that look really nice. Like I need more brushes. I got the brushes. Oh, and I got some stencils, like face stencils and eye stencils. You put it on, and it's a design on it. You put it on, and you just kind of paint in where the blank spaces are and take it off, and then they have that pattern on their face. And so, excuse me, I did that in anticipation of the event in May. It's the circus theme event, and so I'm like, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready. So I thought I had everything before. Now I'm like, damn, I'm still getting more stuff. I was creeping the Mayron site, and they have certain foundation in Shrek green color. Do I need to do a Fiona look? Yes, you do. Make sure it's a sale, because for some reason, every time I put stuff in my cart and I log off, like in a couple days, I'll get an email there's a sale. And this one, it was their spring sale though, and it was 20% off. And before it was 25% when I got that other stuff. But Mayron, like most companies, you'll order something, and within a couple hours, you'll have a shipment notification, and it'll be a tracking number. But when you click the tracking number, it says awaiting to be received. And so companies will just print out the label, and they haven't packaged it or shipped it. Mayron, every time I get the label, that package is like expected whatever the next day's date is. And I just be like, and it really be here the next day. So I'm just like, damn, like they really. So I don't know where they are. I want to say California, but I could be wrong. I don't know where they are in the United States. But whenever they do that label, it's sitting outside my door the next day. Seriously, every single freaking time. Because I'd be like, man, I ain't hear nothing for like 4 or 5 days. And all of a sudden I get notification, and then it's here. The warehouse is in my backyard. I don't know where. But I love how they do that though, because other stuff, I keep checking shipping. It's like waiting for package. Or I'm just like, but anyway. But yes, a Fiona look, since you asked, Janessa, that would be wonderful. And so I think that's kind of. Oh, I think I scheduled it for Saturday. I think I did a troll play look, y'all. I was just practicing. It can be refined, but I really love it. And I'm just like, wow. So I'm excited. And it's like an hour long. Lately, y'all, my video's been getting longer. And I don't know why. Because the makeup, that failed halo look I tried to do, well, then I kept trying to fix stuff. That was like an hour. The video I did yesterday, that was like almost an hour. The troll play look was a little over an hour, and that's because I was playing with shapes and designs. I know you do, Tanya. I do too. I hate trying to find a new video every like 10, 15 minutes. Unless it's a political video. I usually watch the ones that's under 10 minutes, no longer than 15, because I can't take a lot of politics, because no. But yeah, so that video was a lot of fun, and I'm excited. And yeah, so that is that. I have 2 screens at work, so you are on one and I was gonna ask if you slacking, but no, if you got one on one and one on the other. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So that's all I got, y'all. And I'm sitting here like, is there anything else? And there's not. So the members only live, our first one is tomorrow night, and after that we're going to move to Saturday. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, they're going to see my entire eyeshadow stash, because I wanted them to see it fresh after I deleted stuff. I mean, not deleted stuff, after I got rid of stuff, because they get to make requests, and I'm like, they need to know what I got if they're going to request something. So we're going to do that tomorrow, and I'm excited for that. And I'm back, I think I'm back down to 70 palettes. So we were at like 80 something, like 82. Then we got down to 68, and then we went up to 71. So maybe 60. Yeah, I think 70. Because we got rid of Little Mermaid, and what else did we get rid of? That was it. So we're back down to 70. And so that's how we're going to do that. Oh, a quick update on my, excuse me if you heard that, my throat. my shop, my stash, because I showed y'all the listed paper and explained how, yeah, it's on the way to somebody. And I messaged her saying, thank you for purchasing from me, like I always do. I said, I will mail it out tomorrow. And so, and I mentioned this in the video, so you're going to hear this again. So I went to the post office the next day, mailed it, and I went to that taco food truck that's in front of the Mexican restaurant too. And so I'm sitting in the car because Macari has you where you confirm you sent it. So I'm in the car after I dropped it off in the post office, and I'm like, I confirmed that I shipped it. And like 3 minutes later, I had a message, and I'm like, what? She had put like a thank you emoji, and so I wrote her back, you're welcome. Yeah, I do ship within 24 hours, and because I'm nocturnal, if they order it after midnight my time, I'll just stay up because I'm up anyway usually. I'll just stay up and just go to the post office. And so, and because it's also the distribution center, it ships out quicker. Like it doesn't have to route through another post office to get where it's going. And that's why I go to that post office. I've sent stuff down to North Carolina like one day. And the next day they're texting me, thank you for the package. I'm like, damn, I just mailed it yesterday. The hell? But that's why I love that post office. It also being a distribution center. The stuff is more, it's a little bit more direct. Their taco truck and from a Mexican restaurant. Is it the same store? Yes, it's the same store. And I think I haven't been inside, but this one person, they went up to the truck because they tell you, give us, a few minutes. And so they looked out and they were like, come in. So he came and got his bag, and then he went inside. And so I'm wondering, like, I need to just look in there one day. And so I think people can buy from the truck and go inside to sit to eat. I don't know. I don't know. I need to just go in one day and look at it. But the truck is part of the restaurant. But oh my gosh, they ruined me for Taco Bell. The tacos be so freaking good. I was gonna say something. See, I get off all by myself. Like I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying? Excuse me. What was I talking about? I did that video is gonna air on the 1st. The Beauty Bio thing with the tool, the hair glaze, the Beauty Bio patches, and the Peter Thomas Roth patches. That'll air because that took me 3 days because I did one day, the hair glaze and the patches the next day, and then the Peter the third day. And that video is kind of long too because I show y'all application and then with the hair I had to cut off and come back, so I had to wash it out. Y'all know what? You know what? That next day my scalp has been itching like crazy ever since. It didn't itch or anything like that day. But like yesterday and the other, I'm just like, why is my scalp so itchy? I'm like, is it that? Yeah, so I probably just need to wash my hair again because you put it on clean hair and then you put it on, clean dry hair, then put it on and then rinse it. Is it the reason it's airing on the 1st? Is it a reason? Because that's where it fit in my calendar? If that's what you mean. And I had other videos already scheduled, and so I didn't want to double up days. I only double up days if it's a collab with somebody, and they're like, okay, this day, and I'm like, okay, we'll just double up. And then I'll move, because it's April Fool's Day. It might seem like that, but we'll see. And I did think about that. I did message back the Halle hair person and told them the video will air on the 1st. But it's like, I ain't got really no hair, so I'm just like, sometimes to me it looks like there's a patch right here, but it's the way my glasses just make that dent. And that's what this line is up here. Because when I put them on, it's like, but anyway, y'all be looking like, what the hell? And why is this a thick patch right here? That's too much hair. Not really, because I can't even pinch it still. Maybe it's just a dark cluster among my grays that makes it look darker. But, what was I saying? So I think that's it. Oh, what I was going to say was the shop my stash, use what I have, that stuff. I showed y'all the paperwork and how I'm going to do it. I made another decision today because I was going through looking at, because in my when I do the photo collage for my gallery, I put in like what look it is, what look number it is, and so that helps me keep track of what look it is. And not that it really matters, but to me it does. And I realized that for the mini Natasha Quince, I usually pair it with something else. And I do still count pairing palettes. And so it turned into, okay, not look number 6 with this palette, but even if I pair it, that's still look number 6 using that palette. And so I kind of changed my thinking, because just because I pair it with something doesn't mean I didn't use it. You know what I mean? And so I decided not to include in my use my stuff shop my stash. Well, it'll be in the shop my stash, but I won't count it as using it or not. Are her minis, because a couple of them, Sculpt in particular, Mini Xenon in particular, I kind of just quick grab those when I want a dark look, or brow bone, something or other. And so I'm not going to count those. I have Mini Xenon, Sculpt, Xenon. I said that, Mini Xenon, Sculpt. Let me try that the third time. Mini Zendo, Sculpt, Xenon, Rose, and Pastel. So I'm not going to count those as far as use what I have, because I do just quick grab those for something. But we're still going to have it in the number count for how many palettes I have. My stomach is feeling better. It was a few days ago, and I'm like, I don't have any ginger ale. So, I mean, the universe be knowing, y'all. Be knowing stuff I don't know. Because today I'm like, oh, I got ginger ale. That's good. My stomach was feeling weird. But that's all I got, y'all. How are y'all feeling? What's going on in y'all end? I need to message Sylvia and check on her. I think I told you I did check on Nydia, and she's doing okay. Yeah, I'm going to... Oops. Hit the wrong button. You saw my Pinsies post. And I'm debating on whether to buy more, because usually I do buy when the gift cards are on sale. But I already got like 4 of them. So I'm like, do I really need to get more? I don't know. I think I have enough. I need to get more ginger, y'all, because you know what? That bag of ginger I purchased, I'm only halfway through it, but the best by date is this month in March. And not that it would be bad, it just may not be as flavorful. And they do say that about seasoning, because it'll still be good, but it won't be as flavorful. So I still have like half of that bag of ginger, and I'm like, damn, I don't want to throw that away. And so what I'll do is next time, like once the bag is gone, I'll just go back to getting the jars. But then I'm going to have just more empty jars, because I do, clean the label off and all that and keep the jars. For like if I give something away, they can have a jar. But I don't know. Yeah, so my ginger, I was like, what? And then I was thinking I can give some away, but then I'm like, no, because the sale date is this month in March. So I'm just like, I don't want to give that to anybody. And they're like, this is like Best Buy date has passed. And so I don't want to give that to anybody, because I would be side-eyed. I'm like, why are you giving me something and the Best Buy date was last week? But I'm going to still use it. I made some curry. Oh, you like the seasoned pepper? Does it have salt in it? It's one thing. It's 2 things I have that has salt in it, and I very seldom use it. Or when I do a pass, I only do 1. Like for chili and sauce, I'll do like 3, 4, 5 passes of all the seasonings. But for the ones the 2 I have salt, that has salt in it, I only do 1 pass. Because all the other stuff got all the flavors anyway. Did I tell you about the lady with the raisins? I did. I don't know if it was I think it was in a video. I was like, black people don't do that. And she was like, oh, I didn't know. I said, I understand. But I said, no, we don't do that. And I mentioned it to a black dude. His partner is white. And his partner, she said, what? She said, even though I look white, she said, I'm really black. And I know black people don't do that. It's like, damn. Okay, no salt, that's good. I made some curry the other night where I used a curry paste, but then added a tablespoon of their Mahara curry. It was divine. If you love a yellow curry, highly recommend it. I do love curry, Janessa, but I don't really love to cook. And so that's the thing. It'd be my rice cooker and my air fryer. But when I make pasta, I do have to cook that on the stove. I just don't like cooking, but I like to eat, so I gotta fix something. I used to have a crock pot, but then when I first got my first air fryer, I realized I wasn't using my crock pot. And so then finally, I think I gave it away. I think I gave it away to a family member or a family friend or something. You're doing good. Some recipes before. And I kind of do the same ones. I'm a simple troll. And even when I make sauce, I have to make myself put some in the freezer because I can eat it every freaking day because number one, it's good. It's just so delicious. And even my chili, I'm like, let me just put some in the freezer. Yeah, so that's that. So I don't know if I'm gonna get any more of the gift cards because as I said, I still have 4. And I looked to see when the end date was for the sale. They didn't have an end date, so I'm like, when is this over? Like, because usually it'll be like such and such day, and then that day they'll send you email. Today is the last day, but it didn't say when it was over. Yeah. So I guess this is it, y'all. Like I got nothing else. Well, I do got stuff, but it's just for other stuff. But yeah. And I'm looking around like, And I talk so much in my videos that I'm like, y'all might hear stuff 2 or 3 times anyway. So if nobody has anything, oh my, excuse me, that was gross. All right, so we're gonna head out, y'all. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate y'all being here. Members will be here tomorrow, and it'll stay members only. So if you miss it, it'll just be there for whenever you can get to it. And we'll be back here, all of us, on Monday. And I need to figure out what we're gonna talk about. Because I do have topics down, but I kind of want to do makeup. So, yeah. So that's going to be it for tonight. So, yeah, that'll be it. So we're going to go. Everybody have a good night. Thank you for being here. Thanks again for coming to my TED Talk. And members will be here tomorrow. Everybody will be here Monday. And there'll be videos going up in between. So, as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you. I look good, y'all. Look at my face. As always, self-acceptance. And I didn't even put on concealer, but look at my under eye. My bag is like, how y'all doing? All right, as always, self-acceptance and self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me very soon. Bye.